Hello everybody, this is Ian here, and welcome back to my series review. Today, Season 4. Now for those of you who don't know what my season reviews are, they're where I take a look at each season of modern Doctor Who and compare them on three categories: the companions, the Doctor, and the episodes. So let's go ahead and kick things off with the Doctor. Now Season 4 is technically the 10th Doctor's last season, although he does stay after for the specials, which will be in a different episode. Now, this is the 10th Doctor's best season so far, as we have had the most time to get to know him and get attached to him. I'm not going to go into much detail on the 10th Doctor himself, as I did that in my Season 2 review, so if you want to see that, you can check that one out. And as I've also said in Season 2 and Season 3, David Tennant is first out of 4 for the modern Doctors. In my opinion, at least. So with that done, we move on to the episodes. Now, Season 4 is a very great season for episodes, as all of them, save one, are above average, and none of them are bad. So starting off with the Christmas special, we have a flawless Voyage of the Damned, which is my favorite Christmas special, the only possible contender being the Christmas Invasion. Now, I know a lot of people don't like this episode because they think it's a bit silly, and it is. I mean, it's a Christmas special. They're supposed to be a bit silly. But I found the plot never got boring, and the side characters were very, very good in this episode. It also touches on some topics like not always the good survive, and the Doctor can't choose who lives and who dies. It's just an all-around amazing episode. Now, moving on from that, we have one of the weaker episodes of the season, but when I say weaker, I mean it's still good, it's just not as great as the others. Partners in Crime is good, and it's funny, but I don't really remember it for much besides introducing Donna as the new companion. Now, Donna's second episode is better, and Fires of Pompeii actually holds a very special place for me, as it is actually the first full Doctor Who episode that I ever watched. I like the episode, and I like how the Doctor has to choose to let thousands of innocent people die to save the world. It's also probably the most historical-esque episode of Modern Who. And while it's not technically historical, it does take place around a very specific event in the history of the Earth. And it really hit home the fact that even though these people to us have been dead for hundreds of years, they were all very much alive at one point and just the same as any one of us. But it's not without its flaws, and though I like it, I don't really love it. The biggest problem being that the villains aren't really that spectacular. And now we have, in my opinion, the weakest episode of Season 4, which is Planet of the Ood. Now, I don't really know what it is about this episode that I don't really like. It just, for some reason, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It might be because I don't really like the Ood, or it might be for another reason, or maybe it's just really a combination of a few. Either way, I just never really liked this episode, although I completely understand if you do. And now we have the first two-parter of the series, the Sontaran Stratagem and the Poison Sky. Now for me, these two episodes were in the lower half of the episodes of Season 4, but there's nothing really wrong with them, it's just that they're not really that special in any way, so they don't really stick out a lot. I do like the second one a bit more than the first one due to the fact that it is a bit more exciting. Now this next episode, known as The Doctor's Daughter, has received a lot of complaints over the years for being a bit of a misnomer, and it is. But it's not really as bad as most people say, even if it isn't amazing. It had some good twists, and the characters were interesting, but I just found the episode a little bit boring. Next we have, in my opinion, the longest string of amazing episodes of the new series. This starts off with The Unicorn and the Wasp, which I really liked. It's a very, very nice mystery, which we surprisingly don't see a lot of in Doctor Who. The side casts were fun, the setting was nice, and it was just overall a good episode. And now I have the two-parter Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. Now both of these episodes are absolutely amazing, but I think Forest of the Dead is a little bit better than Silence in the Library. This is because it can deliver a lot more action than the first episode while still keeping all of the very claustrophobic and stressful atmosphere intact. These two episodes really just did everything that you can do right in an episode. Next we have Midnight, which was actually my favorite episode of modern Doctor Who up to Series 9. This is the first companion light episode in the show's history. Now, we've had episodes where there were no companions, but this is the only episode where there has been a companion, but they don't really show up at all. I mean, Donna only shows up in a short segment at the beginning and a short segment at the end. Anyway, Midnight really shows that you don't need fancy CGI or amazing sets to create a great episode. The entire story pretty much takes place in one room. Also, you never see the monster and you don't even know what it is, not even what it's called, and it's just referred to as the Midnight Entity. This episode is extremely atmospheric and is without a doubt Doctor Who's best psychological thriller of all time. I just love it so much. And now we have Turn Left. Following the Light Companion Midnight, we have this episode, which is Light Doctor. It's a unique episode in the show's history as it shows the butterfly effect of a world without the Doctor. It was a great episode with a great plot and a great supporting cast, and it's something that we'll probably never see again. Rounding out the series, we have the Dalek two-parter, The Stolen Earth, and Journey's End. While the Daleks are not at their prime here, they're definitely above average for the modern series. But the Daleks aren't really where the success of this episode lies, it's in other factors. The plot is very good as it manages to build up a lot of suspense in the first part, and then release it controlledly in the second episode without it ever feeling rushed or too slow. It featured every single companion that had been on the show since 2005 except for Adam, and it included them very well. They all had their purpose and none of them were forced in. It also contains one of the saddest moments in the show's history, which is the end of Journey's End when Donna loses her memory. Just overall, two very solid episodes. So overall, I think that Season 4 beats Season 3 in the episodes category, making it the number one in the episodes category to date. Now we have the companions. This is probably where I'm going to have to explain my criteria for judging who's a companion and who's not. For me, a companion is someone who travels in the TARDIS for more than one episode. Or a surrogate companion who would have joined the TARDIS, except that obstacles, such as death, got in the way. This means that by my definition, Astrid Peth qualifies as a companion, while people like Adelaide Brooke do not. You can't really call everyone who's traveled in the TARDIS a companion, because that would include a lot of people. Including a lot that most would not consider companions, such as the pilots from Time Flight and every single person on the Orient Express. Although, let's be honest, who wouldn't want this guy as a companion? Some exceptions to this rule may apply. So by my definition, there are two companions in this series, Astrid Peth and Donna Noble. I'm not including everyone that's in Stolen Earth and Journey's End because even though they were companions in the past, they are not companions in the story in question. Now, Astrid Peth is the smaller companion and she's only in one episode, Voyage of the Damned, in which she dies. I think she would have made a very good companion, but considering how little time she actually spent on the show, she's not going to affect the ratings too much. Donna, on the other hand, was in every episode except Voyage of the Damned. Now, I absolutely love Donna. She's my second favorite companion of all time, and she's just so much fun. Catherine Tate and David Tennant just have amazing chemistry, and her character is so fun to watch. One of the best things about her is that she was such a welcome break from the other companions that we'd seen so far in the series, and pretty much all the companions we've seen afterwards. There was no attraction between the Doctor and Donna. She was simply there to have an adventure, to do something greater. And for these reasons and more, she is the best modern companion to date. I also think that Season 4 is the best season companion-wise of Seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4. It beats out Season 1 because Donna's better than Rose, and Astrid is better than Adam, and even though Captain Jack is amazing, he's not quite enough to beat Donna. So in summary, Season 4 is my favorite season of modern Doctor Who. It wins every category, it's the best season of the best Doctor, has the best episodes, it has the best companions. It is the best season so far, but could something beat it? We'll find out in the next episodes. So, I hope you all enjoyed my Season 4 review. Did you agree or disagree with me? Tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.